Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to give you some tips on how to read more on a daily basis. Have you ever heard anyone around you saying, "No, I don't have time to read"? Yes, they do. They just don't want to make the time to read. That's a big difference right there. So really, if you really want to read, you can make the time for it. We have 24 hours in a day, which is a lot. You can do so many things. So in reality, we spend most of our days working, sleeping, going to school. But we still have some hours at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day, depending on what you're doing, that we still can use and take advantage of to read. So this is exactly why I'm here today. I'm going to give you some advice on how to read more and also some tips on how to stay focused while you read. So if you want to become a person that reads 100 pages a day, 10 books a month, stay here until the very end of this video. You will not be disappointed. So the first tip that I have for you guys, which is very basic, very obvious, but also the most important one, do not read books that you know you won't like. If you're the type of person that prefers to read romances and thrillers, do not start to read literary fiction. Don't do that. Don't waste your time. If you start off by knowing that you won't like the book that you have in your hand, just don't read it. It's not worth it. Reading is about enjoying what you're doing. It's about reading what you actually enjoy and having a great time. We're not in school here. You don't have to read books that you don't want to read. You have to read for fun. You can read for fun. This is what all of this is about. So please choose a book that you know, or a genre that you know that you will like, a genre that you have already read before and that you know you will love. And also don't read books that you know have tropes that you don't like. So this is really the most important step that you can take on the journey of reading more. Now, my second tip is that if you have a morning routine, if you have an evening routine, a study routine, a school routine, or a work routine, whatever it is, you can also make a routine for reading. Example, you can find some time in your day, every single day at the same time to read, like before going to bed, before going to the gym, after going to school, and so on. So maybe you can find an hour every single day that you're going to strictly dedicate to reading. And if you do that every single day, then you're gonna read more. And also my third tip, which goes along the lines of what I previously said, is read when you have time. If you want to read a little bit before going somewhere, before meeting some friends, even if it's only one page, do it. And I promise you that little bits there and there really add up at the end of the month, at the end of the week. They really add up and you can see the result. Honestly, it could be 1 or 5 pages every single day, and at the end of the week, it's gonna add up to almost 40 pages, let's say. That can be a little chunk of a book. That's good. Really, if you read a little bit every single day, in the end, it's going to add up all together and you're going to see a really big result. And think about it, all of the time that you spend on scrolling on TikTok, like really sometimes we sit down and we scroll on our phones more time than we can realize. We can spend 2 hours without even noticing scrolling on TikTok. And me personally, 2 hours is worth 100 pages of reading, which is a lot. So really, instead of watching TikToks and scrolling through Instagram, read and you'll see the result we're gonna have at the end of the week is gonna be huge. Now, my fourth tip is to read when you're waiting. To also have a book with you everywhere you go. So in the case that you have to wait in a line, if you have to wait to go to the bus, to take a taxi, a Uber, if you're in a waiting room because you have an appointment, if you are in school and you don't have anything to do, you're waiting for the class to end, or whatever reason, if you're waiting somewhere, just make sure you always have a book with you and you can read. Again, it goes back to the tip of reading a little bit there and there. And it's the same thing, if you're waiting, example, at the doctor appointment, maybe you're gonna have to wait 10-15 minutes, you can read a little bit and it just adds up in the end. And also, for example, me, I have been car sick my whole life. I could not stare at a book at my phone for more than 10 seconds before starting to feel sick in the car. But recently, I started to not be car sick anymore, only when I read. If I go on my phone, it's done for me. But when I read, there's no problem. So if you have that same blessing as me, you could just read in the car. If you're going on a road trip, that's like 1, 2, 3, or 4 hours or more, you can just spend a bit of time reading. So yes, if you know you're gonna wait, if you're not going to be in the car on a road trip, if you don't get car sick, just read. All of the pages you're going to read are all going to accumulate together and you're going to see a big result again. Also, read where you want to read. Read where it is cozy, read where it is comfortable. And again, if in your house you have a place where to cook, where to sleep, where to shower, to go to the bathroom, to work, to study, or to work out, have a place where to read. Literally, find yourself a spot in your home that is comfortable, cozy, that has good lighting. It's just a comfortable and nice place where you feel safe to read and read there. Literally. I don't see why you couldn't choose a place in your home where you can read and do a specific activity when you have those dedicated places all around in your house for other things, for other daily life things such as cooking, cleaning, and so on. And also, that's for my audiobook lovers. If you are working out, if you are cooking, if you are doing anything that stops you from actually having the book in your hands and holding turn the pages physically, you can also just listen to an audiobook. For example, if you have to cook for an hour or if you have to clean your house, what stops you from listening to your book in your ears? Nothing. I think that some apps are free if you register in the app with the name of your local library. If you do that, you can have access to the audiobooks that your library offers, which is a great way to listen to audiobooks and enjoy them because you don't have to pay for them. And also, if you want to read more but do not have your own physical books, you can always go to a library. I did that my whole life. Really, I will go to the library all the time and it never stopped me from not having enough money to buy myself my own books. It never stopped me from reading. I would just go to this local library that I had at the end of my street and I would take 20 books, take them back home and just read whenever I could. So now these next tips that I'm going to give you guys are tips that are more focused on staying focused when you read and concentrated. So the first tip that I have is something that I really like to do, which is putting my notebook where I want to read. So for example, if I want to start a new chapter and I want to read at least 3 or 4 chapters, I'm going to put the bookmark at the page that I want to start reading at. It just helps me to stay focused and motivated. It's like a little reading challenge that is really fun, doesn't take too much time, and it's just really easy. Also, another thing that I really like is to put a timer on my phone. And it's to put a timer, example, of 30 minutes. If I know I have 30 minutes, I'm gonna put a timer of 30 minutes on my phone, and I'm going to sit down and really put my phone away from me. I do not want to go scroll on my phone. And I'm just gonna put it away from me, and I'm going to read during those 30 minutes. And then when the alarm rings, I'm gonna go in my book and check how many pages I've read, and sometimes it's really more than you expect. Really, I promise you. So that can be really useful if you want to read faster. If you know that in 30 minutes you read 20 pages, then you can estimate a little bit easier how many pages you can read in an hour. Or if you want to read faster, you can help yourself and base yourself off of that data that you have. So yeah, just a really simple tip. Now another one that is crucial when you read is to keep your phone away from you at all costs. Turn the notifications off and put it away from you in another room, because if not, you're gonna be tempted to go on TikTok or to check the notification, to check who sent you a message, whatever. You're gonna be tempted to go on your phone, and that is, you're done there. If you pick up your phone and go on TikTok, your reading session, over. It's over. So what I suggest is that you just put your phone on Do Not Disturb, put it somewhere far away from you, and enjoy your reading. Actually enjoy it. Sit down, read, don't think about anything else. Don't be distracted by this device and just read. And also to do that, you can use, I can't remember the name of the app, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna put it here. And this is the app where you can go trees. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know it. I've used that app when I was studying a couple of years ago. And if you go on your phone, if you quit the app, your tree dies. So you can also, I think, build little forests. I think they plant a tree for every tree that you make. I don't know, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. But yes, it's also just a really good way to stay focused while you read. Also, another thing that really motivates me and that makes reading so much fun is to keep track of my process. So example, there's this app called Goodreads that I've been using for 3 years now, and you can update your process, and you can just, example, if you read 15 pages, you can go on your books that you are currently reading, and you can tap on it and you can update your progress by putting the number of the page that you are currently on. No matter the amount of pages that you read is going to update and it's gonna say you are 30% done, 50% done, depending on where you are. And it's just so much fun. It feels like a reward. Like you see your process, then it says, oh, you are 20% done. And then 2 hours later, oh, you are 45% done. So yeah, it just keeps you motivated to read. And then again, you can see the books you have read. You can also make a wish list. You can put the books that you want to read. And it's just so fun. There's also a community on there. You can find friends on there. You can see what your friends are reading and vice versa. They can see what books you are reading yourself, and it's just so much fun. You also have great recommendations and suggestions and new releases recommendations that they just put over there. And it's a really, really well done app. I love it so much. So if you don't have the app already, I really suggest you to download it and just have fun with it. Also, along the lines of Goodreads, you can also find yourself friends that love to read, and you can talk about books with them. You can get some recommendations, give them recommendations, and it's just so fun to talk with people about the books you like to read, the books you didn't like, the books you want to read. It's just so much fun. So I really suggest you to do that as well. Also, it's really important to leave a book. To abandon the book, leave it behind you if you don't like it. Do not spend hours, precious hours of your precious time to read a book you don't like. If at the end of the book you're like, I don't like this book, I'm bored, I don't like the story, I don't like the characters, whatever, if you don't like the book, the end of it right away. Because if not, you won't want to read the book, you're just gonna leave it there, you're not gonna want to read, and that's so much wasted time that you could use on another book that you will love. You could have read a whole entire book during the time that you spend on procrastinating on reading a book that you don't like, of putting off reading that book, literally. So that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know if those tips helped you. Let me know also if you have other ones that I didn't think about. Put them in the comments below to help out any other reader that is watching this video. I also wish you the best of luck in this reading journey of yours. I hope it will go smoothly, and I hope that you're going to reach your reading goal in the end, that you're going to stay focused and motivated. So yes, thank you again for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment on this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!